All right, here we are. Hi, thanks for joining. We're back. We're finally back. Yes. It's been a while, right? It's been a couple of crazy weeks actually. And you might notice I'm back in my own home studio here. And that's because I finally moved back home. Uh, it was time. I talked about this on stream a couple of times before. We did some home renovations, and I had to move in with my parents-in-law, and I'm super thankful that we were able to do that. But renovations took a bit longer, as in they should have taken a month, and now they took almost 4 months. So yeah, you can imagine what it's like not living at home and living with three small children actually. So I'm happy to be back and to be here in my studio again. I've got my plants, I've got my elephants, and yeah, I'm just I'm just super happy. Say hi in chat, by the way, if you're here, so that I can say hi back. Hello there. Oh, that's a weird avatar, man. Is that, I don't know, something AI generated probably. Um, I I usually do these like recaps, monthly recaps together with Roman, and I usually do them off stream. But yeah, today I wanted to mix things up a little bit. For one, Roman isn't available, and I thought I could include you people to join me and talk about what's new in PHP. And it's just nice to have a bit of interaction, right? So speaking of interaction, Mr. Bucket Full of Pelicans, hello. And who's here as well? Pantelis, I think. Sari, you're here as well. Oh man, we work on we work together on RFC vote, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about it as well later. And I've been quiet for 2 or 3 weeks, and he was just continuing to merge pull requests and work on it. I really appreciate that. Samuel is here, appreciate it. Mr. Cinematic Concept, hello, welcome. Oh, Witze, bucket full of pelicans. Are you like my ex-colleague Witsen from I don't know 10 years ago? That's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, hey, just say hi if you haven't yet. I always appreciate that. But today we want to talk about PHP and what happened in PHP these past this past month. And so my colleague Roman, he always makes this awesome newsletter. It's called PHP Annotated. It's also the name of this channel. There might be a, a link there. And yeah, he has an awesome list of resources and blogs that he really carefully follows, and he compiles well, yeah, a list of PHP news. And I want to go through that and maybe get your opinion on some things as well. That would be pretty nice. So let's go there. It is with my ex-colleague from 10 years ago. Hey man, appreciate it. And also a name I cannot pronounce, but thanks for being here. Super cool. So yeah, PHP annotated September. I called it October because it's October now, but Roman, he wrote it on September anyway. It's the news from the past month. Call it whatever you want. I call it October because we're October now. So let's go through it. I probably won't discuss everything, but if you have like questions or thoughts you want to share, do that in chat. Would really appreciate that. So yeah, first, Roman always starts with like the minor bug fix releases. Always good to stay up to date, I would say. And then there's PHP 8.3 RC2. That means, let me double check here. PHP timeline, I think, yeah, that goes. Oh no, hang on, I should go to my own blog. November 23. Yes, this is the timetable here. So RC2 was released on September 14th, and there's another, 6 RC's release candidates in total. And then there's general availability on November 23. That's really closing in. That's let me check. A little less than 2 months now, and then we have PHP 8.3. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I released a video yesterday. You might have seen it if you're watching here. About PHP 8.3, and I'm going to release another one because this one was specifically about Oh, that's loud. This one was about new features, right? And this isn't possible, by the way. um, but this video was about new features, and I'm also going to make a video about deprecations and breaking changes, because there's always, this kind of buzz with every minor release. Oh, there are so many breaking changes. It's actually okay. And there were a couple of bug fixes, edge cases that were fixed that might lead to some code breaking. But apart from that, just good deprecations, moving the language forward, So there's a new video coming next week, probably, about that as well. But if you haven't seen this video, go check it out after this stream. Leave a like. I always appreciate that. Maybe a comment, and maybe share it as well. That would be nice. So yeah, it's closing in, PHP 8.3, and that means we're also closing in on the new PHP 8.4 work in progress timeline. So that will be nice. Cool. Oh, here, RFC vote. Yeah, so RFC vote. It's been, we did so much work on this for a month and a half, I think. And then I had to move back, and there were some, that took some time. So, but like I said, Sari, he has been just doing stuff, and I really appreciate that. While I was gone as well, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, he also merged some other pull requests. So it's going. And yesterday I was talking to Roman. We really need to start using it now. There are some new RFCs popping up. We are going to use the platform to start discussing actual new RFCs for PHP 8.4. So yeah, that will be pretty cool. I hope to get all of that done when next week also. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, or if you don't know what RFC vote is about, we work on it on stream as well on this channel, and it's a platform where the community can come together and discuss RFCs basically, and they give their vote, not because those votes influence the actual outcome, but because it gives a nice insights in how the community feels about what's going on with PHP. So that's pretty cool. Hello there, Alireza, something like that. Thanks for joining. Good. So RFC vote, I actually don't know what Roman wrote about it. I launched a project for community voting on RFCs. Well, I didn't do it. It was definitely a community effort. So yeah, really appreciate it being mentioned here as well. So moving on, WordPress. A new WordPress version is available. Lionel Richie, right? And Roman mentioned there were some performance improvements. The thing about WordPress, I used to do some WordPress development, right? Not as my main job, but actually when I was working together with the guy, a bucket full of pelicans, we also did some WordPress. And I never, as a developer, I never really liked WordPress, but as an end user, it was, and still is, so powerful and so easy to use. And there are a lot of bad things to say about it, but from a product point of view, WordPress is doing pretty well. So good to read that. Wow, I see here 27% faster. That's pretty significant actually. So that's cool. And let's read here what makes 6.3 so much faster. It's crucial to understand the different load time performance metrics. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, largest contentful paint. Nah, okay. Well, it's a whole book basically. So not going to go through that all. Roman probably did, and he could probably tell you what changed and why it's such a significant performance improvement, but pretty cool. Again, lots of things to say about WordPress from a developer's point of view, but from a end user point of view, it's pretty cool. So, oh yeah, we also released PHP Storm. That's right, PHP Storm 2023.2. That's me again. There are a couple of interesting features here. the AI assistant, but it's opt-in, of course. You can do pretty cool stuff with it. You can try it out, but you have to register. You need to get access, basically. Oh yeah, we did this. Oh, this is so cool. How can I show this? Let's take a look at the. Well, actually, I can just show it in PHP Storm, right? That's probably the easiest. I hope my nightly here boots. It's such a small detail, but it's so cool. Let's go to Tempest probably, because I know it has some generics in use as well. And I hope I might need to update my my PHP Storm, which I'm not going to do on stream. Then I'll source here, Tempest. Remember Tempest? We're gonna come back to it. No worries. Container. Is there some kind of generic here? No, it's probably in the container interface. Oh, it's indexing. I haven't opened this project in 2 months probably. Let's go to container. Yeah. Oh, look, beautiful. Hang on a second. Let's choose zoom and 200%. Look at that. Yeah, see, you can style generics and template names with a different color. And I know it's such a small thing, but it makes it so much easier to detect when you're dealing with generics and when not. And I really like that. This was a feature that I suggested, so of course I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, just super cool. I did a video series about generics 2 years ago, I think, and this was one of the things that I wish was available in PHP Storm, and now it is. So I really like that. I'm actually doing a talk about generics. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I'm talking in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually, in Dutch PHP conference. It's a free online conference, so everyone can watch, and a program. Look at this schedule. Here I am. Generics aren't coming is the title of my talk, and it really is about why generics aren't coming and how we can deal with that. So yeah, I would appreciate it if you joined. So okay, moving on. PHP Storm. What else is available here? Built-in support for Laravel Pint, of course, that's pretty nice. Some more inspections. Oh yeah, we have the colored UI thing. We have some improvements here to the new UI overall. Pint run configurations, that's pretty cool. And you know, a couple of other things you can read through the list. It's a pretty cool release, but I'm most excited about generic colors. That's my my main feature in this release. So yeah, PHP Foundation is hiring core developers. That's pretty cool. If you're a C developer and you want to contribute to, well, C++, I guess. If you want to contribute to PHP as your job, well, then this might be... oh, it's already closed. I see. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing what this results into. And I really hope, yeah, the PHP Foundation stays strong and keeps improving PHP. Yeah, would be nice to see what they will contribute for PHP 8.4. Definitely. Cake 5 is out. I've never used Cake. Is there anyone here using Cake? I'm not sure. Is it available via Composer actually? Packagist Cake. 11 million installs. Okay, so Laravel is let me see, 280 million. So yeah, there's a difference here. Let me check the comments here. You're all saying WordPress is here to stay. Yeah, it is. Okay, there's some concerns over the European Union's Cyber Resilience. Oh, that's a mouthful act. The CRA. and people wrote an open letter about it. That's quite a book as well. So if you're interested, you can read it. But I'm not going to go through it in this stream. Oh yeah, there's someone remembering the cake and code igniter days. But like, are people using it still today? Let's actually. I was on packages here. Cake installs. Yeah, it's not. Well, I can tell. I think if you do the same for Laravel packages, Laravel, I think there's like a much steeper increase, but we need Laravel framework. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I definitely don't think it's the biggest framework available anymore. But hey, I'm also working on a framework that no one is using, so they're infinitely better than me. Good. Okay, a new JIT implementation. This is pretty cool. Yeah, Dimitri is working on that. Dimitri is like, he's paid to work on PHP as well, but he's like just quiet for months on end, and then he's, hey, here is like a totally new implementation of the JIT. It's actually in voting phase now, so but everyone is voting yes, of course. Merge the new JIT implementation in PHP master and remove the old implementation. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually wonder, are there any comparisons here? Performance. The current new JIT implements exactly the same set of PHP-related features and optimizers because the IR framework provides more optimizations and has smarter blah, blah, blah. The JIT produces a bit faster and smaller code. That's cool. There's some benchmarks, but yeah, the speed of real-life applications is not affected. Cool, but it's better, right? So yeah. It's good to see that Dmitry is working on this. This was actually my number one fear when the JIT was introduced back in, I think, PHP 8 it was. Yeah, PHP 8. That, you know, it's such a difficult thing to get right, and I was a bit afraid that, you know, we added it and then no one would work on it, but Dmitry is still working on it, which is pretty nice. I think there's still the issue of not enough people understanding what it does, but yeah, it positively impacts performance. So so yeah, I also remember that if at one point the JIT wouldn't be maintained anymore, that it was pretty easy to remove without, you know, having too much an impact on the rest of the code base. But don't quote me on that. There's a new RFC about DOM HTML5 parsing and serialization. It's also in voting, so let's take a look here at the votes. So primary vote, whether the proposed classes and namespace aliases should be introduced. Yes, so this is, let me check. Proposal. Yeah, okay, so these classes, right? Again, I'm missing Roman at this point. So if anyone knows what more details about this, I haven't read through it in detail. So, but it is getting added, and the secondary vote is an API question. So that's it's secondary, of course. More and more people are joining the chat, by the way. That's pretty nice. Say hi in chat if you want to. Always appreciate that. We're going through the PHP news of October/September. Christoph wrote a pretty nice article about who's behind PHP. And yeah, he explains how PHP is developed these days and what you need to do to get involved. So that's pretty nice, pretty cool blog post. And here's RFC vote once again. Once again, he's saying I created it, but people need to realize that I created a repository, but by now there are so many contributors that I'm definitely not the one who created RFC vote. Just want to make that clear. How to become a PHP contributor? This is such an interesting question, and I really hope that there at one day there will be room to open this debate again, and to have like a civilized conversation about it. And I think the most productive way of doing this would be to get core developers together in person at a conference or something and talk about it and try to figure some things out, because that the voice of the PHP community, so to say, at least in my opinion, is really underrepresented right now in terms of who can vote. But I understand that it's a difficult thing to just allow other people to join. So yeah, I would hope this gets discussed again at one point. Don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, the DOM RFC doesn't support HTML5 parsing, which gives all sorts of problems while dealing with modern web content. Oh yeah, this RFC adds new classes and a cleaner API that works with HTML5. Thanks a lot, Zeta, for letting me know. Let's continue, right? There are some tools here. Let's quickly go through them. A comprehensive PHP generative AI framework. That are a lot of words that uses OpenAI inspired by, it allows you to automatically define your function in one line and execute the function when OpenAI says so in the response. I do wonder, are you people in chat using a lot of AI when coding? We have the JetBrains AI assistant now, and there's Copilot, of course. I've tried it, but it all, for me, it feels that it's good at doing like the basic things, but when I encounter a problem, I actually had this happening a month or two ago. I was playing around with noise generation, basically. I read a blog post about it. Noise. Game, I don't know. A procedurally generated. Yeah, I was playing around with this and I ran into a real bug and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I was at this point, I was like, it would be so cool if I could ask AI, here's my code, tell me what's wrong. And it wasn't able to do it. So, but other people, let's take a look here. Sari uses it all the time. Pretty nice. He uses Copilot. And Mr. Cinematic Concept, he says, or they, especially in complex regular expressions, and complex SQLs, makes sense in a way, I think. I haven't really encountered a lot of those kinds of scenarios. But yeah, it's good for... Okay, here's a good one from Mr. Ex-colleague. Copilot is good at suggesting, good for suggesting try catches and stuff like that. Yeah, so like the boilerplate code generation. Yeah, that makes sense. Although I feel like most of that is already done by my IDE. So good at writing unit tests. That's actually a good idea. So yeah, sometimes, not most of the time. Yeah, I'm still pretty much undecided. And like the things I really want to use it for, it just doesn't work good enough. So, but let's see where all of this is going. Of course, in a couple of months, I might actually change my my opinion on it. An auto GPT clone with PHP. Is that like the chat implemented in PHP? Yeah, probably. Cool. A package for effortless enum handling with Laravel collections. This might be pretty neat, actually. So, it adds all kinds of methods on enums itself. Yeah, that's that's pretty cool, pretty useful. I really hope the built-in enums will be improved at some point. I think my main issue is the lack of toString, like built-in. So yeah, cool package. Might be useful in some cases. A Swole-based coroutine framework that focuses on hyperspeed and flexibility. I know this package. At least I've heard of it before. It's nothing new. No. Okay. Loop is a full text search engine based on only PHP and SQLite with tokenization. I do wonder how that compares when it comes to performance. Let's take a look here. Only requires PHP and SQLite. That's pretty awesome. It's so lightweight that way. So I remember together with my ex-colleague back 10 years ago, actually, that we implemented, what was it? Was it Elasticsearch? I think it was Elasticsearch. It was such a pain to manage, and then indices broke, and then we had to rebuild everything, and yeah. So I can imagine a lot of use cases for these kinds of packages where it's not aiming to be Google when it comes to speed and performance and accuracy probably, but just a little more advanced search, just available with a composer install. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Familiar with Melee Search? We also use that one, right, Witze? Okay, cool. Lines. Oh yeah, Thomas made a package. He made a package to count lines basically in PHP source code. And this is actually a thing that I did a couple of times, just to get some vanity metrics basically. But he wrapped it in a nice package because there was a package and it got abandoned. So Thomas made a new package that does all of this. There was actually, I can't see the screenshots here, but he also had some nice, let's take a look here, terminal output. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty nice and concise. Cool. Oh, here it is with Termwind. Yeah. This is very nice output. Termwind is the revolution that Laravel has brought to terminal applications. That's pretty insane. It's that's a topic for another day probably. Let's check here some interest. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at this one. Can I PHP? PHP support version by generics. Nothing matches. Generics. How we wish we want generics. There was this Reddit thread just today actually, I think, or a couple of days ago. Don't know if I can find it easily. Oh yeah, if you could have one thing, what would it be? 170 comments? Let's do search for generics. 24. Generics. Everyone wants generics. Well, not everyone, but so many people want generics. But it's not possible, generics in PHP. It isn't. It's impossible. And there are very good reasons for that. And if you want to know about them, you need to attend my my DPC talk in a couple of days. Well, a couple of weeks. It's on October 13th, I think. Practical info. Yeah, October 13th, actually. Yeah. And it's free. And it's just live streamed. So, yeah, if you want to know why generics aren't coming, you should attend my talk. But pretty cool, this website. Can I PHP? For example, enums. Cool. Enum. What if I write typos? Nothing matches. Okay. Typed properties. Hey, it lists my websites. That's pretty nice. I appreciate that. Good. Symfony. Let's take a look here. 6 times faster Docker builds. That's pretty cool. A new way to squash your doctrine migrations. What's going on there? How to squash doctrine migrations through. Okay. Nah, cool. I don't know if Symfony has this built in or not, but Laravel definitely does. Hey, from Francisco, by the way, you're here as well. Thanks for joining. Let's take a look at what else is type declarations. Types in Symfony 7. The goal of Symfony 7 is to add every possible PHP type declaration. This is good, and this is something that Symfony is definitely doing better, I think, than Laravel. Well, Laravel has made some improvements, but I don't think they're there yet. Especially generics, but that's a topic for another day. Tweak 2, end of life. Oh yeah, that's right. I actually don't know. I might actually still use Twig on Stitcher. Twig 2, I mean. Let's take a look. Like my blog, it uses. I need to check out this one. Just to be sure. Composer, Twig. Yeah, I still use Twig 2. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. This blog, I created it together. At the time that I worked at that ex-colleague, with that ex-colleague, and it's so old, and it's a static site generator, and I've tried to rewrite it, I think 3 times now from scratch, and I did rewrite it 3 times from scratch. And by the time I got finished, there was still so much work with data migration that I was just like, I don't have time for this. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not too concerned about keeping Stitcher up to date, because like the website itself is all statically generated, so there's no PHP here. So yeah, but I probably need to spend some time updating all of this, and I will probably do it when PHP 8.3 comes around. But yeah, I had this dream, right, that I would make a static site generator that the internet would use, but of course it didn't happen. And let's take a look here. Filament 3 has released in the Laravel ecosystem. That's an admin dashboard. Thomas is still doing some experiments with Symfony and Laravel conversion. That's pretty cool. How to create a custom file system adapter in Laravel by Benjamin. That might be an interesting one. Although, yeah, basically it's implementing an interface, right? That's pretty good. Making a case for Laravel as a Next.js alternative. That's pretty nice. I should read about this one. Oh yeah, of course it's talking about Laravel Folio. Yeah. Do you know Laravel Folio? It's this new tool that basically, well, it's a static site generator, but better than mine. Okay. The state of Laravel survey results. This is the one I wanted to read. So yeah, every year Tobias here does a pretty big poll and survey to learn about the state of Laravel, basically. And he's been doing this for 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. The results obtained, 2021, 22, and 23. And yeah, there are quite a lot of... Oh yeah, okay. There are quite a lot of participants, right? 4,000 this year. And some interesting results, maybe a bit more down. Years of experience. What group am I in? 10 to 20 years now, actually. I'm getting old. I'm nearing 30, believe it or not. Let's take a look here. Years of Laravel experience. I'm in this group as well. I'm just with the majority. But what one did I? Primary code editor. There's still well, the 2 biggest ones, of course, are PHP Storm and VS Code, and Sublime. I think that's just Taylor, and no, there are a couple more, of course. Our programming languages. That's not what I wanted to see. I was interested in PHP versions here. Yeah, this was pretty cool actually. Quite a lot of people are using PHP 8.2, and when you compare that to like the version stats, I did one in July. Let's take a look here. PHP to, it's better to see here, like overall based on packages and composer stats, it got 17% of composer installs. In July were using PHP 8.2, while like 75 people in this survey share that they use PHP 8.2 in their Laravel projects, which is a pretty big difference. So yeah, it would be interesting to understand and know where the difference comes from. But yeah, as with all surveys, it's so difficult to get right. So yeah, there's still big group on 7.4. It's already been like end of life for a year now, I believe. Let's take a look here. 7.4, yeah, almost a year end of life. So I would really like to see people move away from the 7s, also from PHP 8, because that's also almost end of life in a month or so. So yeah, interesting stats. But let's focus on the positive things here. PHP 8.2 really has huge adoption within the Laravel community, so that's pretty nice. Laravel versions, I wasn't really surprised by any of this. And databases, most people are using MySQL still. I think that's the default also that comes with Forge and with Laravel, of course. So front-end framework, yeah, that's pretty nice. Lots of people using, well, I use Tailwind mostly these days. I'm a front-end noob, so. What else was interesting? I wanted to go a little bit like development. Yeah. How people set up their local environment, right? So 58% use Laravel Valet or Herd or local, basically local install. And then almost 50% also use, this was multiple choice, also use containerized development. That's pretty interesting. And then 36% use Artisan Surf, which is just the built-in PHP server for local development. That was a bit surprised by this number. What do you use? Docker, local install? I'm still on the local install team. It's just so much faster. At least it used to be when I tried Docker. I don't know. I don't try it out every day, of course, but yeah, I'm still using Laravel Valet. I probably need to update to Laravel Herd now, but I mean, one if I can name one like point of critique towards Laravel is their naming is so unclear for people who haven't heard of it. If you would call this just Laravel local server or something like this, and Laravel Herd is like Laravel local server and PHP management, it's not as sexy. But like Laravel names, just go through this, like Breeze, Echo, Herd, Jetstream, Octane, Prompt, Scout, Telescope, Vapor, Socialite, Sail, Pennant. Okay, I'm not going to continue, but like these are such cryptic names, and yeah, you know, it works good for marketing probably, but for people who aren't aware of what things do, these are just weird names. So debugging, still the vast majority using dump and die. I do as well. I mean, very occasionally I switch to using Xdebug to debug like a very specific problem, but apart from that, dump DD is just is the way to go still. It's so easy, just plug and play. So yeah. Let's take a look here. Unit tests. 70% of people write unit tests. 56% use code standard fixers, okay, and then 41% use static analysis tools. And this was, it's good to see like a pretty significant increase here. I really hope that more and more of the PHP community can grow towards using more and more static analysis. When I do that talk about generics, by the way, that's a pretty big topic as well. The use of static analysis and how I wish, at least, we can see this trend grow, at least. I would really like to see the majority of the PHP community move towards a more static approach to writing PHP. So yeah, because believe it or not, if that was the case, generics might actually become possible. So yeah. let me take a look at the comments as well. XDebug is so difficult to set up, and when it then breaks at some point, I don't have the patience to set it up again. Yeah, that's my feeling with it as well. I mean, it's stable, but I have to read the guide every time I want to set it up. Even in PHP Storm, they're like these couple of steps you need to take, and most of the time it doesn't add enough value to go through that quote unquote pain, but sometimes it does. So let's take a look. What else is interesting here? Deployment rate. How often do you deploy releases to production? Almost daily, a few times a week, yeah, a few times a month. It's really, these are the kind of projects that Laravel attract, right? Rapid development, super fast deployments. So yeah, monitoring, but it's a bit boring. A direction of Laravel. The Laravel framework is moving in the right direction. It's interesting to see this drop here, and I would really like to understand why. Oh, what happened here? I would really like to understand why people don't think that. I guess it has something to do with like some more marketing focused packages in the Laravel community, which to me makes total sense. I mean, there's this free framework, and there's a company working on it, a company with now 10 employees, I think, something like that. Yeah, it makes sense that they need to make money. So this is just me projecting here. I don't really know why people, where's this big drop here, that Laravel is moving in the right direction and like increase in negative feelings about it. My guess it has to do with all the things they're experimenting with and paid packages, but I think from Laravel's perspective it makes total sense, and it makes it so that we get quality framework. So yeah, I enjoy working with Laravel framework. Again, a drop here, that's interesting. I really do wonder why that is. So yeah, pretty cool survey results. You can scroll through them if you want to. Is there anything else? Is Laravel the happiest developer community on the planet? There was a bit of buzz around this on Twitter. This was a blog on GitHub. Who wrote it? Clint Finley. Yeah, anyway, worth reading through. Let's move to the MISC section here. Anything interesting that stands out? Well, there are a lot of interesting things. So you can. Oh yeah, can I share that on? Let me actually share the link here. PHP annotated. Give me 1 second. I'll share it in chat, so you can check it out after this video. There we go. By the way, hello, Taras. Thanks for Taras. I don't know how to pronounce names. I'm sorry. So yeah. And Daryl is here as well. Yeah, I still work on my own PHP framework. I just showed a little bit of code, but that was just for showing off generics. Yeah, it's all planned, Right now there's one feature for RFC vote that's still on my to-do list, and after that it's back to Tempest. So yeah, working on it. The mist section, I don't think I'm going to go through any of these, but you can check them out. I share the link in the description. Well, in the comments. And then there were some fun things, of course. The Flappy event, that was a pretty cool one. Someone made Flappy Bird in PHP. That's nice, isn't it? That this is possible, and it actually reminds me. I'm again inspired to to work on a little PHP game once more. I have this idea. I'm still. I played so much Minecraft in my teenage years, and I'm not. It has nothing to do with Minecraft actually, but there's this Minecraft server that I still follow, Hermitcraft, and they have someone built a game in Minecraft, Anyway, and it was such inspiring, and I was like, I want to build something similar in PHP. So I might. It's like a dungeon crawler card game. So there aren't any fancy graphics. Well, there needn't be any fancy graphics. So yeah, I might actually look at that. But then again, if I do that and I do it on stream, then Tempest get delayed again. So decisions, yeah. Oh yeah, and this one was pretty nice as well. Love PHP. Cool. List of conferences. Actually, Roman forgot Dutch PHP here, the one I'm talking at. I also have some more talks suggested for SymphonyCon and Laracon, but I haven't heard back, so I don't know if, well, SymphonyCon probably is a no then. I think their schedule is full by now. Maybe I can go talk on Laracon as well. I'm not sure. So, yeah, that was the PHP news. Pretty cool. Let's maybe end with saying once more, check out my newest video here that I made about PHP 8.3, and there's a new video coming next week as well. So I would appreciate it if you gave it a look. I just published it yesterday. So yeah, thanks for being here instead of Roman, because he was gone. I appreciate it, and it was fun having this little conversation together. So good. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video. The recording will be ready just when I press this end stream button, so people can rewatch it as well. And maybe we want to do this again next month. Let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.